We are once again at the height of tennis frenzy, and I can't wait to tell what could be the most sensational tale to come out of Indian Wells 2026, a sun-drenched tennis oasis. The Women's Tennis Association as a whole is debating, disputing, and going completely insane over what happened at the BNP Paribas Open. Do you suppose it gets hot to march in the desert? So fasten your seatbelts, because what just happened on these renowned hard courts will make the California sun seem like a light wind. I'm referring to a round of 64 match that had everyone jumping out of their seats, from casual viewers to seasoned pros. These weren't your usual nervous moments before a tournament. This was a clear-cut grand slam. Crackling electricity in a WTA 1000 stadium. Two absolute warriors are at the heart of the narrative. First up is the amazing Alexandra Eala from the Philippines. This phenomenon has been sweeping the tennis world like a hurricane. Then there is the powerhouse of Ukraine. Dayana Yastremska is a seasoned fighter with the kind of power that can destroy anyone on any given day. The story of this entire sunshine swing has been entirely changed by what transpired between these two. To be honest, the world of tennis will never be the same. Hold on, though, because we need to zoom out and comprehend the completely crazy journey that led us to this point in order to fully understand why this match has everyone on the edge of their seats. Consider Alexandra Eala. This young Filipina was performing admirably around 140th in the world rankings a year ago. Sweating through W75 tournaments and fighting through ITF circuits, she was frantically attempting to close the enormous gap between junior success and the utterly brutal reality of professional tennis. Then something clicked. I mean, really clicked. The last year has been nothing less than a total metamorphosis from an undiscovered talent to a real worldwide celebrity. During her incredible wild card run to the Miami Open semifinals, she completely destroyed Grand Slam winners like Madison Keys and Aga as if they were practice partners. She reached her first tour final on those challenging Eastbourne grass courts, won her breakthrough WTA 125 title in Guadalajara, and has been rising through the rankings like a rocket. She is currently making history as the highest-ranked player from the Philippines ever, sitting pretty at a career-high world number 31. And both men and women are included in that. With thunderous applause and enough Philippine flags to outfit a small army, the girl's electrifying worldwide fan base transforms every event into her personal home court. Eala entered Indian Wells as a seeded player for the first time at a WTA 1000 event after her amazing quarterfinal performance in Dubai, where she faced off against Jasmine Paolini before losing to Coco Gauff. She gained something important from that seat. That first round set up an incredible second-round matchup with none other than Dayana Yastremska. Now, if you know anything about the WTA Tour, you know Yaska is pure dynamite in human form. This former world number 21 has 3 WTA titles under her belt and can unleash some of the most devastating baseline attacks you'll ever watch. Remember that stunning Australian Open semi-final run in 2024. Yasta came through as a qualifier and just obliterated the competition with her high-octane power game, reminding everyone that when she's locked in, she can overpower literally anyone. Despite facing significant personal and professional hardships, she remains one of the most dangerous unseeded players in any draw. At world number 52 coming into the showdown, she'd previously taken care of veteran Shui Jiang in round 1, clearly finding her stride on these notoriously hard Indian Wells courts. That's it. The immovable object of Eala's rapidly developing, extraordinarily clever all-court brilliance clashing head-on with the unstoppable force of Yastremska's raw, devastating power. The stakes were absolutely tremendous on both sides. For Eala, this was about establishing her top 32 ranking isn't some lucky fluke, but her new permanent address. She had to handle the heavy pressure of bearing a nation's ambitions while wearing that huge target that comes with being seeded. Yasa saw this as a fantastic opportunity to blast her way through what was known to be an extremely heavy area of the draw and to bag a huge scalp to demonstrate to the younger generation that she still had that championship fire. Speaking of that draw, the victor of this match would advance to round 3 to take on American sensation and world number 4 Coco Gauff. For Eala, that would mean a much-anticipated rematch of their thrilling quarter-final match in Dubai. From the minute these two took the court, the atmosphere inside the Indian Wells Tennis Garden was electrifying. The stands were packed with Filipino supporters, making it feel more like a championship final than a second-round game. Ready to assume the role of spoiler and impose her aggressive will on this boisterous crowd, Yast left with a steely and determined expression. T was more than just tennis. This was a comprehensive declaration of intent from two extraordinary talents who represented various generations, continents, and gaming philosophies. At one of the most prestigious venues in sports, everyone is fighting for their lives. Analyzing Alexandra Eala and Dayana Yastremska's matchup reveals an intriguing comparison of their approaches to problem-solving and court geometry. The Indian Wells courts are renowned for their distinctive features. These plexipave surfaces have a rough texture. Particularly when the desert sun is blazing overhead, they produce this extremely high bounce by scrubbing pace off the ball. Balls are propelled by the dry air, but they graze and drastically slow down when they come into contact with the surface. This makes it ideal for players who can build points slowly, choose their own tempo, and employ strong top spin to push opponents far behind the baseline. These conditions are like a personalized playground for a lefty like Alexandra Eala, who developed her skills at the Rafael Nadal Academy in Spain. Ella's big looping left-handed forehand, which is her hallmark weapon, is perfectly suited to the rough Indian Wells surface. She really opens up the ADC court and creates impossible angles by dragging right-handed opponents out wide with that top spin. Eala has significantly increased the weight and depth of her shoots during the past 12 months. From being a pure defender, she has developed into a legitimate point dictator. She trained with both up-and-coming players like Sloane Stephens and seasoned veterans like Laura Siegend in order to prepare for this competition, and she was obviously focused on tactical knowledge and court positioning. With her exceptional double skills and tennis intelligence, Siegend clearly imparted knowledge about negotiating these sluggish hard courts, stressing the vital significance of advancing and finishing points at the net when opportunities present themselves. Dayana Yastremska presents an entirely distinct tactical challenge. She's all about first-strike hyper-aggressive tennis, seeking to flatten out her ground strokes and take balls tremendously early to rob opponents of response time. Her two-handed backhand becomes very devastating when she's balanced. And her comeback game is designed to immediately put servers on the defensive. But these slow Indian Wells courts may occasionally neutralize flat hitters like Yastremska if she's not striking balls completely clean through the court. That grittiness wipes just enough pace away for a swift-moving attacker like Yastremska to chase everything down and resume rallies. The psychological warfare aspect of this matchup was vitally crucial. ISA came in with a big mental edge, having defeated Yastremska in their only previous match, a straight-sets victory in the Eastbourne quarterfinals on grass in June 2025. Flat hitters like Yastremska usually have an advantage on grass courts. However, it was able to win 6,264 by totally neutralizing that power. The 20-year-old Filipina felt incredibly confident knowing that she defeated the Ukrainian on a surface that ought to have suited her opponent, arriving at a surface that further enhances her personal style. Yastremska, however, is a skilled fighter. You need to have deep reserves of resilience and world-class mental toughness to make it to the Australian Open semifinals. She was aware that breaking rhythm was essential to defeating Eala. She couldn't allow Eala to settle into comfortable patterns and dictate with that heavy lefty forehand cross-court. Yastremska's game plan had to revolve around attacking early and often targeting Eala's backhand wing, stepping inside the baseline on second serves, and using drop shots to exploit Eala's typically deep court positioning. When Yastremska executes this aggressive blueprint precisely, she looks absolutely unplayable, striking winners from positions where other players are just trying to keep balls in play. But Eala's remarkable scrambling defense and newly discovered emotional maturity have been the key to her spectacular ascent into the top 30. Eala showed off her incredible ability to withstand severe storms during the Dubai Tennis Championships last month, when she astonished Jasmine Polani, who was ranked 8th in the world at the time. Eala stops panicking and forcing low-percentage shots when opponents enter redline mode and rip 3 straight victories. Rather, she resets her mind, believes in her enhanced physicality, and makes opponents play one more ball against high-risk, high-reward players like Yastremska, forcing them to play that one extra ball that frequently makes the difference between a costly unforced error and a clean winner. Over the past year, ISA's lateral movement has significantly improved. Like a seasoned clay court expert, she settles into her open stance backhand, absorbing Yastremska's lightning-fast pace and returning deep, neutralizing strokes that reset points to neutral. Then there is the crowd dynamic, which has grown to be a crucial part of the Alexandra Eala Tour experience. The Filipino diaspora is enormous, fervent, and utterly committed to her achievement. There were a lot of people cheering and waving Philippine flags on the stadium court in Dubai when she played Coco Golf. Gal recognized that playing against an opponent that has the entire stadium rooting for them to win is quite challenging in such electrifying environment. Here in Indian Wells, a location renowned for its enormous crowds and exuberant spirit, there was no change in the atmosphere. Throughout the week, practice court 6 served as a standing room for her to hit 4 hands. By match time for this round of 64 clash, The audience had become a complete cauldron of support. For a 20-year-old, this level of admiration might be completely paralyzing due to the massive weight of expectation. However, Ella seemed to flourish on it, utilizing that energy to improve her footwork during lengthy rallies when her legs become heavy. For Yasa, competing against thousands of boisterous supporters in addition to an exceptional athlete demands a level of tunnel vision that is mentally taxing to sustain. This match turned into a full-fledged masterclass in opposing styles and unadulterated willpower. It summed up why women's tennis is in such amazing shape right now. A new breed of utterly fearless players who refuse to be frightened by seasoned reputations is up against established powerhouses and reigning champs. Ella is a significant change for tennis in general as well as for herself personally.